Phone number.
वीडियो में देखते हुए
Respected guest speakers, Mr. Padma Rigzin, social anthropologist, Ms.Jigmet Angmo, landscape artist, other esteemed dignitaries and guests, ladies and gentlemen, fellow participants, a very pleasant morning to one and all present here. Today, Ladakh Students Welfare Society Delhi extremely feels glad to welcome you all to this grand annual day Kamlosar Gaston ceremony. And this year, our celebration is based on the theme, Modernity Embraces Tradition. Today, we'll find ourselves immersed in an atmosphere of refinement and elegance with some unforgettable moments. And today, it is not just a mere celebration, but I would rather say a day for us to live and celebrate our roots, living far-flung from our homeland. As I mentioned, today's celebration is a celebration of modernity embracing tradition, which is a togetherness of both, where a dynamic dialogue unfolds, amalgamating innovation with the wisdom of the past. This balanced, harmonious coexistence allows us to evolve without losing our cultural roots and traditions, creating a rich tapestry where the new and the old seamlessly intertwine. And of course, I believe everyone is looking forward for the event today. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now beginning with the speaker session. And for the same, we have with us today two talented guest speakers, Mr. Padma Rigzin and Ms.Jigmet Angmo. Let me please introduce you Mr. Padma Rigzin, a social anthropologist who is also popularly known by the name Atro Shamma on social media. After his schooling, Mr. Padma has studied at the University of Delhi and the Indian Institute of Mass Communication. He also has an MPhil in Development Practice from Ambedkar University, Delhi. He is a PhD scholar in social anthropology at the Shiv Nadar Institute of Eminence, where his research is based on studying the human-snow-leopard relationship in changing climate for his doctoral studies. Mr. Padma has worked as a journalist for the Millennium Post newspaper in Delhi. He has also been associated with the local Futures Ladakh.
Tene sngal la jua tsokla ngati talene rGASTON gorgan bo nogle rGASTON where modernity embraces tradition. Tene ionang delte diringe skondon khaspa ngesla ika jachat salala boda datano tene ka Padma Rigzin lenang ache Jigmet Angmo lya tangponge ka Padma Rigzin leskola durdo shikjuin tene kong chungtu se lobjong bo le khorang le zatano tene testing ne Delhi University nang Indian Institute of Mass Communication ne lobjong chwa zatano tene dakse rings peka kong social anthropology nang kwa PhD zadene nogle ka venanga kong namle phogyur yang na climate change nang stan nang mi relationship eskola sila zadene yot kya tene yang kong Ladakh se skadena podcast finkan gomarang Ladakh spek jukstanogle Kavena koi Ladakh se lorgus ngati shezik chukpo yang thakor esemchan zos gorgan damindeka koi jalchat salajadano.
Ladies and gentlemen, next in the speaker session we have Ms.Jigmet Angmo, a landscape artist. Ms.Jigmet is a contemporary Ladakhi artist captivating audiences with her dreamlike and otherworldly paintings of Ladakhi landscapes, architecture, and her profound interest in local folklore, memory, and heritage. She is also Ladakh's first graphic novelist. Ms.Jigmet has been an integral part of Ladakh Arts and Media Organization, where she actively contributed to their outreach program, engaging with the schools and visitors to foster a deeper appreciation for art and heritage. Having showcased her work, Ms.Jigmet has held 2 solo shows at Lamo, exemplifying her artistic prowess and ability to convey the essence of Ladakh through her work. Beyond Ladakh, Ms.Jigmet has also participated in group shows at the National Gallery of Modern Arts and India International Center in New Delhi, Arthashila, in Shantiniketan. She was also one of the 3 artists from India to take part in the Intercut Labs developed by Wales Arts Review and Meta Arts.
Tene ache Jigmet le tengsang Ladakh se artistic jukstano. Tene kong gyagar etsap seka Intercut Labs na kong khakne rajatskyak. Tene yang ibo juches moma khachan dik sorarak tene achele Ladakh se goma graphic novelist jukstano hele tene juches latama mangpek dukpa inang ta khong iska nge kartek se ka juwa pulen ka Padma Rigzin le nang ache Jigmet Angmo le mimalanga shaldab gangshan jigya pokhonga ga sujwazat tukje che
Samala Jule ngachang iska sam ngachang iska soso duk se speech ik lecture diktang na do choni yang tak wa yong se spera chin mo dang kan sok sik sorchara prosang ngacharang iska duk se topic discussion sok si format jina topic sik Spera sak dun la borna do mang bal dia rik thata rak nispa di discussion in format pina ngejang on la jung ta tiwa the sting na hone session board duk pat ma khaktan rik zel go sheshik ngejang on samna junga mol na dikseno ini discussion bo chua sanghan la spera nish ngata topic shik dat pena borg go shas sok shik no topic shik tazo tsokbo gazuk shenga tan stender kan bo di tazo zena entanglement mala chi thangma de se yot kya tsokshik chief ye de se yot kya tangada modernity tradition snang is so tsokshik chostang sambena yong so padana tsokla nature there was young culture there kan jik Ladakh sena zena yergyas metkani jage Yergyas Yotkanjik, Shanganla Yergyas Medpin, Daksai Yergyas Yodkan. The dinna zui ngata perena zercha shingmeni yul khongrang la ya reality na chikta chikti thangma dele yodana pa yargyas na kongpel jagachi ka yargyas na yargyas machakan jagachi ka modernity tradition jagachi nyambo time chik jagachi ka nyambo yotya o chokshik sambatang goshas po ngata du datpena borgos ki tradition pat sosek nganje yotkanjik modernity dangdering yotkanjik spera meno nispa spera o nga theme bo modernity na tradition ka du chokshik thongdu ki spera o dangdering itu spina Ladakh na dele yotkani chi indo odo dangdering samshik relevant do Ladakh na dele yotkan zanna ngata Ladakh na dele yotkan material chala indo kos perak dolto thap snambu material dok chalak ngata nga lakpa thukyanet dana tokla intangible gawa ngata lakpa thukyan cha met through language odu toks Ladakh na o toksi del yotkan bo thangma dangderinga samshik relevant duk derkan toksik in di goma chi thangma del yotkyak nispa Ladakh na del yotkan di thangma dangderin time ka gazuk share relevant duk derkan bo yo ngata Jigmet Angme art practice samshik khoni painting samshik khoni painting twin mangbek chokan unina ngata gazuk shia thong duk Ladakh na dele yotkani material immaterial chalak ngun khoi painting ina gazui express charuk derkan chokshi ka ngata kule tolin samsen yale Jigmet Angmo art practice for 2016-17 low get chikchena o chokshina start chosto pa Jigmet Angmo na I Ladakh sina young artists nguni environment bo gazuk shigyot surigyot young rang nang yampo colleagues na thopa ngun young surigyot rang na danda ngun young chi social institution ryot ka kane o chokshi painting ngun dunla kyong nyan chukches chokshi
Sangmala jule gomatange shante agree jo de like the entanglement is kulla jesala modernity nang tradition bo ma distinctively is a paying attention me kya kau nga especially nge art through nga mangpo ma realize harak pen yale tene ta teves tene daksengai the art scene bozena artist community bozena Ladakh sana ma somajik inyale ngai daksa around ngai chunji WhatsApp group chigo tena around 30 artists chigo yale kavena khachik traditional artist angain kagune daksa it's a big contemporary bunang attempt jodale traditional sil tasting nang kauma interesting charogale dene daksa ketenang ngai sangane generation jaise ngai parents generation janeng reading is duk pinyale ajangle rek kagune art skills as a career dene as a profession skills bagar to daksa continue chamur gyale mang chagune young last gun just the chesana ina mangpek izuk mirugzes de yale yongos and chizena magarta daksa nge generation tena sculpture mangpoyut kya gale ngira guna gyusuto Jigmet Dorje Gurmet Kyungyam dene daksa yang silkan thu mangpong do gyale dene tashinam gyalang painter dene yang traditional artist ka gun yang ina kon yampo contemporary artist gun yampo last jot collaborate jot dene ma soma last rik phi dalal recently just for example kon China ice sculpting if song kana is traditional artist in pin kagun generally school janga dalal gompa gunena but contemporary last shows dene nga college nangi subject po fine arts man pinele as a hobby chunne phalange as a hobby chot pin tene daksa as a profession just tene
ngata Jigmet Angmo azuk mole par traditional artist शायद बर बल्लंगता जेत छतिक दु कि ngati na art forms ngun gazuk rigyot ya art tamshik important in bin art dena art po ngata english shik song pa yang chon spera philog sperek tangkan jokshik ngata gunpa thangmena school juk sanok sculpturing you know odong art form jik dena toklangati gunpa thangmena see yodano Jakarta story Guru Rinpoche story gonpa thangme nangada yom no de o thangma art painting o chok no pa ngan na phala yodano ini dana tokla young form guna no pa jese suppose himis ngati yuli thama yang yulna khimches la suppose zerkan jo dera gonpa hingpe yod gana shukshingi sku mangbo jukstu o chok Odo atangadan traditional art form zer tangnar ngan la chuen yut kan jik doang dang driang chuen yut no yang tradition zer ngan je but song se thar cha sik met panong atang thangmar gyus no dang dring Jigmet Angmo un modern art form chok art colleges university un la song se soma tarike na gazuk ria choruk o chok shik khong jawan mangbo duk magar ngani ngan nang yambo connection gazuk she duk khong adi inspiration bo khon chitong chi nakshek chudna ngani chalak mun na dele yong duk ini odika ngadan daksas peratan ngani chalak mun dele na kesar ling jalam kesari rungs po painting ina ngata dunla phingchas inna gazuk shiga phingin o chokpo Jigmet Angmo onne na expert ino ngada magar kesari ka yong basang han la Jigmet Angmo you topic ngata you topic azu explore chuna ki na art mun ka chok painting dik chwat kazuk she shuru song ma o to topic ngata o dik
Ole nge the art a genre was na surrealism zeduk palale the English word cow to be honest nge painting chose and it is first of all nga the formal college art shik muscle pasang nge ma naturally nga drawing churches la painting churches demo chat pinyale the creative process po demo chat pin tene tizuk she khurang develop song yale tene sting ne explore church topic ngo on read church pata song ki e genre was surrealism zera no zate tene kavena reality wala le ngati reality ho nyam po topic yang spa second so shik जैसे scale na indo या colors na indo form na indo topic teo explore choche salale ka reality na met tene nang galam kesare zukpo nga kazuk she zuk start song zena ina lo sumji jingalla nga tena talamo ngalanga ladaka chen media te kala shot pen le testing ne being tenang te ka rooms mangpo ta Gushat pin tinangarang interest jote collect join dot pinalengan me rungs nang zuk folklores isangma tinete zaninga itu onski chun zane tamangpo nge sangane generation nge especially parents gune time kata changma gyusong wala ling galam kesare rungs po at least pura med na chasani uma ringmo rungshino pa pura med na at least tenang episodes mangpo ta changma itong magar nge time generation guna sif ling galam kesar zekan ji yot kya zeste mane rungs pote da chik pata yamok pinala te ngarang chun zaninga itu rakki जैसे nga sakti nen bale nga bale tene sakti lene cha jane lam gune ka parate pholongs re ri re yo jane abale chachin ki yu galam ke sare I pholongs yoga dut po nan te ut kya demon bo tene ao dugu me pera no uzug zuste te legends mangpo te shadat pinyale tene te त्यो nga ta chenmo sonste ta loks te colleges thing ne Delhi ne loks te yo achik ponang te curiosity bo ma yong sale ki vina ma delve joste stena la galam kesa ten tuk she start song le te sting ni painting kachik ji chosto de le painting galam kesa re ka त्यो daksa screen ka tangyan den le
mata rungs tam shik yong et ngan la ma Ladakh rungs mana chore odo ling gelam kesar med nang rungs ngan la mana than la shachen ba ngitang ba ngan la yul saga otok rungs sirf yang sperachik do no sirf ladakh pangun chikpela rungs met kyat dixten gangpa thangma rungs yut kyak rang ta particular ngati kesar boang ngatang nang chikpe men yang ino ana Russia state khachi nang ino Kazakhstan de thangmang shade no Gilgit Baltistan nang shade no thangme rings ta warjan bo ozuri ta otok rung sina chi pada chano gana mi ngatang rang gazuk shik yong goshas in jaga yuljiga dugena le chokshia dugena city ang dugena ngatang gazuk shik yong gosha in derkan chokspo ngata jixten bol tazo chokspo rung sikana pata chano ini ngati history score bo pata chano ta spe tang na ngata ling gelam kesar gochot chokshik no pata ma azuk story juk pigar dom tang na hero gau gochot samshik negative dud ya samshik azuk shiot pin de thangma dalkan gochot chik daru ngata mi yulla mi gazuk shik yongos dena gochot chik yongos zerchas ngata gochodi character ngun chin otok stories nguni kana chanu pa ona tokla tapik shik ngata bome role chin buthe role gau tapik problematic in do tok society odo kesar nguni kana pata no jaise gyapo kesari ane minga chilo
Anek kurman ta ane kurman zerbachik ane kurman khuri thagwa yasha chokan gyala chokan o chok jodno pata unknowingly ngata thing na yang society na gender role bo bomo gazuk shiongos par thungla yasha chogos thago thamo altagos thangma azuk chogos o chokshik bucha gochot genla chakan chokshik ta you example chokshia zerin o myth o choks rungs mun ngati jari mithe gazui dulet o chokla thagring ringna tapik influence jocha chuano tapik sang mangbo chuano ini I context po kana ngata Jigmet Angmo painting muni ka chana mal demo pra explain chuna tulwana. Thank you. You young comic strip rig justin pinyale. Tene the you silent comic yale dialogue with kya. Tene te sangala ngi dungjun ma te graphic novel boy iwo serb trick in yale cover bungyam po. Kao old town khorai na setup sonstu dele. Kao dungjun ma khachiya chortu do yang te nga chunjani rungs po chorten pinyale. Dungme ka jonte witch shik han chokan le. Tene yu ngi ma 2018 gune na jab ngi architecture staste inspired paintings regine list. Tene kulia sapik isugrik. Tene you watercolor on paper yale. Mancha tena landscape nang architecture. You mati lay old town inspired zubshin yale. Itsama daksa series po watercolor series po mangchange tena lockdown chap chachik panangata pandemic zane. There's an interest in Pinilla. You acrylic in yale, acrylic on canvas. You acrylic on paper. Tinanga ladak singati yul chun gun gaung guna lebzane. It's also like kampanging pa ruins guna fort gun. It's a big capture churches.
atang yampo during a skundon sachan director Tibet House Geshe Dorje Damdul le pheba zatano tene ngaya ladak lop thuk phande Spospey Stamsum Geshe le nging takpane chon palek suchen le.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have amongst us our guest of eminence, Venerable Geshe Dorje Damdul, Director Tibet House, New Delhi. We are honored to welcome you, Geshe-la. Thank you for gracing our event with your presence.
So we were just talking about my paintings. Ote yul guna chazane, ote khampanging pa guna le kao daksa abandoned most of them kao abandoned yod khachik tange painting chose the nang long is esting nga lost the chachi kono te khampa ya building bo yamru pinyale shikste tene kind in a way document chokan sokshyang choriale. For example, first wo on the left, you kanji in pinyale. 2022 na kanji khampajing tu pinyale made mojik. Tene right po gotsang acha zane himis gyapne keto ate meditation retreat mirdale te ka acha zane lam ek jungja lebe samtaping alla boulder guni junga yang the retreat na chi Kampeg du pinyale. Tena tosla hemia doang yampo pura color doa intentionally colorful ta ko naming na choose te man do but ma colorful doa gun yam purstik te du pin ka phet chak te du pinyale. Te view inspired tene ingol da hundar lato yot pale ma chen mojik hundare road side khona ka khetoga. Tene nge first kesare rung se inspired in pinyale nak post chak se khar ta tena kesare episode chik ane chap nge pictures pinyale kavena kesar tena yang dut akyung gyal posted king of demons yot pale khoa tula chazane gomata chala chadale firstly ko izuale but sirpo se rekhar left ka aka sirpo se rekhar chunji godele teo ka tala chat patte ka thowa me duda kyung galpo man zat testing ne ngonpo yui khar ajung bena sapik left side ajung e side ka ngonpo yui khar yale ta kos castle tevena chat tevena ko thowa me ta ko in disguise chat pale sangkan ji soshi chuste songpa testing ne marpo zang se khara chat yale te kang thowa me tene ko yang jakma po dulte jakshik ta zuk 100 miles se kane kheto ga zu pale road chakan ji castle jik thot ko nakpe kala le chak se dukan ji nakpor chak se kharte wazrat te kale bachi kunang tene ko pata chat ki te o dude castle bano system bangar dud pote ka yo amet ko hunting if yang to sontan ko nama hote ka bombs ki jiste le ko te ka ya tene Tizuk choste kesar castle vena lo mang pojiglu satala jab sidewise thamane khoi lingyul bopura teka hore mak khonste taba chatpale te jane ko castle na khatelus teo inale tene avena golden boulder stone jik thondole castle yopeka teo kesare depiction bonge yale tena nakpur shak se khare sting ne lo khachi sting ne yang series na yang isum jik jos to dele kesare ta you exactly episode korang pictures te man but kesare tena jung ne elements khachik ne te ta even right side ka ngati chijanong le plow la dasna teo makave ka magpie jik dukstu teo yoklu stanche se fa jos te ne the subterranean Naga world janopa tene kesare da chikchigi no yale serda yuron titsosla iwang inale Tini digle.
이 숄 조세 Jigmet Angmo 숄 조간보 코란 daksa yang repeat chunangas yogli lu ngun stancha sefia yogli lu sa gazu iltane ngata stan nyancha inmeno stan nyancha menna a ŝol bo se thilla chakan chose yoglu chokspo represent express dunla phingchas choksi koshish chose patanga odina chikpata kesari story nispa kesari story representation bo Jigmet Angmo representation binangata chi azuk dunla yongduk ngatai ngani tazo ngani daruang no ngan darung Jigmet pa ngati especially Buddhist villages nguni nguni na tazo tokspo gana jixten bo dinazu migna thongkan bo men ba po sumina chade yot hil bina ngati yoglu no gana lusak yukse dena ngati barsam bina miang yot yul yot jing yodonok turo ini odina ona barsam bina ngata yang azuk sak tan otoksak indel tak pula tengla zerkan bo gana la sak yukse ta yu tapik chos nangyam bota tapik dale no pa inang ngati kes yodi kesarina ngatan daruang otoksina azuk ten pasang la lu darung phaspuni la yulla de thangmal tene knowingly mingna chosendo mingna macho endo ngatan tene dukse ino do men ba do ngan la rungs khurina yod no godo ini odo koi painting in naos na painting na express choruk zerkan bo chik juchania nispa ngata dang dering jagi dulkani jag day to day azuk pinangata mangchet news ngulta tana phalanjik opposition phalanjik party yang yul riga yu lam somek tower somek thopso ochoks ngatang mangchet news yul ngunen chi dulbet demosha YouTube videos ngunena demosha bakston chakani video ri ini sur teru ngati fngen ngun teru ga ocho but ngati mangchet tachas po visual culture bo onna ngatang na tune yotkani azuk rigna mangchet ngatang odina khore dukse dukpa khoi painting ina ngata chi thongduk ode thamana tapik tharing riga songse landscape po junang ata pura sar dwa ri spin pholong chu de thombor ngatang di dukchas po khorang ode sar dwa de thangme thwa duksan ko landscape pe azuk pina ini juchas po chi jusen mangchet ngatang danna mi tha chi rig baruk a jaruk magar ngatang garu duksen odo zapik sik jet song sen cha du gya a pura chinmo sar dwa kangri na de thang mena odo in nga khoi art na doksa interest bo da ko landscape po pura foreground matlab dunna chap khyong se ko painting na chikchiga kesar story shespa med nang landscape po duk zerkan jik chap dunla chap pada yongcha shik nispa landscape nang yambo odi landscape po silent landscape du painting khachik ngata general dinazu mi painting yon doksas ngati nakshang un kyap nang doksas noisy nakshang du pagana nakshang un kucho mang botan spare na chikchi gadi somek nyos yonna gadi stane gadi na jukse naksha kyap yonna odi painting bo odi naksha man kucho mangbo tangkan jokshi ngela jib yot ngela nang yot ngela phalan yot matlab o jokshi nga khoi painting un chikla chik pura landscape po pura chik thongse odina doksha silence yot kan skat metkani jagik o jokshi thondu chidong add to the nga topic du ni mo measure
ngama demo sorry I kara you zukshik chorat na kao nga dembe nangi intention bo ta वैसे ta rang rai ra kokshik chorat mi so rik chorchin no but nge samara ki mi guna izukshik chorshik hala but tyo thon na ma demo raile baki nge sambena silent thongche se reason chik ta nge sambena chik reason colors no samara gale chezana nge tenate loud colors mante chapik subtle colors rik use shot diale tyo man pa tene ladak se landscape po kaunga nam realize songena in a Delhi ngang 2016 supangang Delhi yot pinyale te zane te sting ne le acha chik ponang landscape puta chun zane tang tene kashkes tene kal dan pa te chik realization yo me rak paking ati landscape po kazuk shin no ya compared to che se feng ta yang chalak ching me no pa but Delhi ne looks te yo achik ponang tene compare ta intentionally macho nang kurang naturally yo rak paki I landscape pot sam so no gala let sam jik tene ngate chun tu se tena memories gunyos te tene ma special jik feel charagale TV just the landscape gun kaunga ta ladak la ina ino pangati changtang especially changtang side chazane ma barren land ma vast yong palale te gun katene doa khachik ta izu yong du tanga kopshi thorazena doa khachik suji sonte bor rikan zokshik halale internationally korang butenokpa but khachik isam man-made chokan zokshik yong du te gun kane inspired landscape po zokshik binga rayale tene
yang topic so sorry kazena ko dangdri jawan artist sam shigyot ngata ngeta Jigmet Angmo nang yampo introduction song sare nok dona choksla ga kungyam pa ko ga Jigmet a chimet na tashinam gyal kongno Jigmet chait ngeta ngona zo singye nam gyal is school jangs kan bo jukseno kong ini kong changmena commonality gazuk she thong duk zen ngata ngan Europe renas Europe painting chotana lo ngibya sumge ngan jiga azuk Europe ekdam chukpog yur tsena mi thangma pene mangbo jor na odo pene gazu iskyagen in pene yutkan bo gazu istan in derkan beka particular painting chokani sosek yonskya odina chukpo thangmas painter ngun bo se painting chochya dena tram shikhone la nor yot odo stan en so painting bina tram shik ser yot tram shik smul odika dun bola jang se ser yot de thangmas tanchas gonlak tram shik mangbo yot otok shik tanchashik odo zosta chik ta khong ngati ladakh pa nguni young artist nguni na chikta chik chikchi na malab changme na community chi du khong jagar la topic sil sok modern education thop se na lok se yong se rangi tradition culture na nyambo reconnect gazu ichwen otsokshigi azuk thondu ta sperna acho chime this sculpture bo azuk utpa phangna bal na nyambo dele art chik tuksha chinmek chosyo odo particular azuk reconnect chocha ngani tusla shayad new generation ni gaung tapi yulang time spent chos phang nang yambo connection api ngun nang yambo ama ngun nang yambo mangbo duk chena dun bola ama pauni bal khal pasang odi connection bo yot pasang odo reconnect chokan chokshik dena chokla yang ngun tana Jigmet Angmo tam azuko kesari rungs ta khorang ya nispa pholong urdwa onna sa gau thongendu denna khorbina odo khuri interpretation ina dunna khoncha demenna khone sa ngata naksha dangdri ngata naksha kyaptana guzi kyaptu ngela nang chinmo yot ngila gadi chinmo yo onnarang tan no ko naksang unina ngata Instagram Facebook na tang chana ngas party chwet phalan chwet picnic a songbin ngata nangchang changma ojok bada picnic a chakan bo chang tancha shikta men ko but ngila social connection mangbo yo unknowingly ojok shikdul na yong sinupa zerchas po khong la japik totpa yu du gya ki painting ngunina khong chikpo men ba I kane dashuk si brand ngunang duk khong uniang reconnect gazui chwen azuk roots nang yambo odi roots po sirf reconnect cho se men as a social anthropologist anna they are also creating culture in the sense what is being Ladakhi. What is being Ladakhi in a rock version azuk music kyong se azuk Ladakh se lu tang nyanin odong Ladakh si lu in zernyan just creating culture we ngata practice to achik culture wo ngata dun create ang chosu ba Delhi yung se gonchas gone azuk show tana odong thora shik yang chik chigang demo ship formal occasion jiga suit na azuk mangon ba inspired song se azuk culture chilo gonchas gone chacha no ko dekho je degree nen ba chacha sigina ya yang formal azuk shina chacha zina so culture wo I mean in gazuk shiga create chosunukta culture wo mobile ang chong yan chas sok shig garong Pidej, demo la tagring dan chedna, nyambo kure kyar nyan chashik zokshik. Dena tokla painting muninang, kesari rungs chin, odo yang dun nata kyong sanopa, dun na nyambo, kesari rungs soma version riginang, gazu iltang nyanin, tapi criticize ang chong nyanoga, bomoa ya festa minu ade rungs pina, gawe jase, Dangdiriang society na yapes minuga जैसे कोई description बिना योत पा जन आजु बोमो yapes चोक शंटे दो केसारी रूम सिना जिबजना hero ना लाज गला चोकन मांग छेद बोमो men ba बुथा योत kan सोक्षिका yang ngata pik dugin itong molcha zuna ed chola
Ungi daksa nakpor chakse khar painting bosta dane tena kesar kaungi golden stone depict chusto tena gya ba silver stone chun jigo tele daksa ka demo chusto tham rungati quality jeste but silver stone bo ote bomza bomshkit ka dude wife poinale ka in prison so shi borte son dud bo tena yang female role bo tena ji yang stand up pala ki rang khampa duk nga yonga kakste borte salale त्यो silver stone जो ये pillar है गया पचे छुंजिक चोस्तो देले तेने बाकी दक्सा इना दशुक से आला दंग आंगा कोने performance प्रगति मैदाना लेपा तेका कोने केसा रेलू सामाजिक तंगसा लाले काव again yang ma inspirational ma motivated feel chara gale it's last thajik tene tio ma demosle hopefully tio diriang yana la tobin thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Padma Rigzin and Ms.Jigmet Angmo. It was wonderful hearing you both. Ladies and gentlemen, we are having a question answer session now. So if anyone is having any question, you may please ask.
Tukjeche ka Padma Rigzin le nang ache Jigmet Angmo le. Tene inna vesting ne ngai tiva tila ne khachik borte odle. Tene mimang langas la join ngia chi tiva yod nang dasa ika tiazat le. Tene ngai tiva chik ngishik mane nenjas malle tusod po zapik nyunjik mane medak.
If anyone's having any question, please raise your hand.
Mike.
Hello, check.
정말로 줄래? 때네 지금에다가 페인팅 통테마 데모서
Tene painting mangcha dena nga pura sa mathuga nama mang project zat tu pale thongches lang mal demo duk tene tyo chi sambik yons te sik sane tu jarma juga nama mangcha naksha sama duk ba ten tyo nga sik hama go yale ma kaukshe chi samte chosten zakan bote lanji gat na ji
Ole o I question ga mo po ngala top din ele ngi samena you tangi dream stage chik chok shigala le chesana mang changi start bo khorang painting bo in a memory ingi chunjane ngai ancestral khampa sakte yojane kaudaksa jikte me dal vivid jik yot pasong te ka bhish chosten pinyale tene memory zer chik ponang ina ta dream stage chik ma clear jigmet pasang ote khampa gun sapikshik ingwa chakan jigi niale kao in a way sapikshik ta metkan chakan sosyang urte ala thakriya chakan sosyang tukshik samte niale thank you
may I ask a question in English? Yes, I want to ask two questions. As far as I read there, those artworks are from Ling Gyalam Gesar series. So, which relation between those artworks and King Gesar, so Gesar Gyalpo story? And the other one is, I really personally like the artworks. So, if there is any special exhibition, I would like to definitely attend there. So is there any Instagram or Facebook page? Yeah, I can get news from the artist.
Okay, so your first question was where is Gyalam Kesar based? Like where is it from? Is that your question?
Yeah, so I think it is related with Gesar Gyalpo story. So how those artworks are related with that?
There are only 4 paintings which are, related to Kesar. The ones I showed, the one with the floating castle in between. So so I don't know if you know about, if you have ever heard about Gyalam Kesar.
Yes, I heard it.
Okay,
yes.
That's good. Yeah. Okay, and the next question was if you can, you can get in touch with me on Instagram.
Okay.
Maybe later.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll take this last question.
Julia Chole. Zuko. Nimia dawa chuzun zisheniale. Tene daksa currently tanga BA program is pursue chwenyo geography na. But nye question bo you like kind of guidance ikchok tangnya na no like nga sculptures sochina dokshe interest yara gale. जैसे कि actually से दक्षा मोला रखने like ngan में इस को ngati traditions नाते गुना दक्षा modern चीज़ योते गुने like connections relationship पोची काजुक शी योते ते गुने स्कोरला ता ओते गुने नंगांग like bunch interest यो आ रहा है ता sculptures गुने स्कोरला like present churches गोंपांग गुने ना चना like सिरका चोसी आ रहा है ता मतलब मी गुना कुले कुले इवन sculptures गुने like pure ngal la काजु lakpa गुना पो काजु इजुक चोस क्या दांडरिंग ता machine गुना पो इजुक चोस ता रहा है ता ओते ना like आगे like चितों मतलब career चोक pursue चोंगिन ना ते ना चितों योत क्या ले scope चोक चितों score ला
Ta as a career stanata tyuta rangra lagne norlale future na rai kazukshi last train ya tapik tena contemporary zong kwen te mane daksa kazachik nga thongduk nge fellow traditional artists kun khone hamesha busy lose to gyale khone projects like back to back train nang du school jang just tene daksa ngira interest yot na nge tio suggestion ki daksa side by side rai studies gun nyampo nam time thobat na rai silngan te nogara te school la net ka daksa te mane agar rang le achat na chuti gune na I daksa nge friends gun se chos khon na thuk te khon nyampo time spend chos khone last process gun pura ma thonang kam se kam parts rik thonang te yang tewe yang soma lam rik stanjeniale tene tu chongyan te nok tene leang daksa chik ma senior artist traditional artist ka chimet yodyale inna te sculpture man pa yang traditional artist ka chimet yang chikin ngale khone studio I skalzang le yotpale teka changan te no konma helpful nam help kos nang pote process gun shada dele process bokorang exam interesting duk pa last time ngal lep sane school choche se material bokorang kazi choche nalale jok ze duk pangati tadaksana tene te jok jongan te no hele
Actually.
thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Padma Rigzin and Ms.Jigmet Angmo. It was really wonderful hearing you both.
Tukje ka Padma Rigzin le nang ache Jigmet Angmo le. Tene I par bena ngai mimang se tugyang se fia karstelu yang digrim jig borte odle. Tene Ladakh lop tuk phande Spospey chosne tengsang estesik kute jalte duk.
Moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, today's program is full-heartedly organized by Ladakh Students Welfare Society, Delhi. So what could be more captivating than a cultural performance by our very own LSWSD members, presenting you all a Ladakhi modern dance.
Tene mimang langga chagdab gangshan jigya pokho argasu jazat chagdab gangshan jigle. mal demo tuk je che ladak loptuk phande Spospey loptuk changma tene memang langgas butkane ladak loptuk phande Spospey rGASTON escaps tene Spospey Stamsum juinang digrim je zadeni no tene tevena teve migjibo stisoxna khaksoso se na chaglas gangshan zatkan skatarshan yang tefia mimans gunefia Spospey rGASefia I digrimbo bora zatano tene rGASTON escaps ngati Spospey Stamsum efia director of Tibet House Geshe Dorje Damdul jua zatano tene khong lo mangpek nefala lo mangpek efia galwang ejenubi skat gurpang juksa zatano yang dakse ring speaker khoi Tibet House director juksenang mixali nalende sheshyon nang sheshya lorgus gun Jikstene Tsapseka, Loptuk Nang Mimang Sangmena, Spelenotono.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now having a segment called Spospey Stamsum, Words of Encouragement, which is an initiative run by Ladakh Student Welfare Society Delhi to inspire the young Ladakh, under which it covers various subjects with speakers from every possible background. And for the same, today we have with us a very prominent speaker, Venerable Geshe Dorje Damdul, who is presently the director of Tibet House, New Delhi, Cultural Center of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Geshe has also served as an official English interpreter of His Holiness the Dalai Lama for several years, and currently Geshe also conducts various Nalanda courses at Tibet House, New Delhi. It's my pleasure to introduce you, Geshe, and now I request Geshe to kindly come up on the stage and inspire us with your valuable words of wisdom.
It is a great joy for me to be here with all of you here, and the director of Tibetan Youth Hostel, and the professors, and we also have Venerable Sangha Sinaji, and it is a great joy for me to see that the youngsters, you have taken the initiative. In fact, I have heard about Ladakh Luptuk Pendesoba since many years ago, and that it was the Flowering Dharma who organized many of the programs, and through Flowering Dharma I came to know about Ms.Jigmet, and who was, I think, the then president. And we see that there are more youngsters being cultivated to become youth leaders. It's very encouraging to see that. And also that, first of all, let me express my deep sense of joy to see so many youngsters here. And I do know that there are many Ladakhi boys and girls, youngsters in Delhi, in Chandigarh, in Jammu, also in Bangalore, and perhaps in many other places as well. So, having said this, in the first place, it is extremely important to have such an association as Ladakh Loptuk Pentu Sokpa to make sure that the Ladakhi youngsters, you are together and then you can explore the various possibilities to uphold your culture, which is so important, and also to maintain a sense of solidarity amongst the youngsters, to learn from the elders. So with this in mind, my heartfelt prayers that all of you, the youngsters, particularly the college students, university students, that whatever aspirations that you have in your mind be accomplished for the welfare of yourself, for the benefit of yourself, and for the benefit of the whole Ladakh, and beyond that, the nation, and beyond, still beyond the world. So with this in mind, I don't want to spend too much time on my talk. Ideally speaking, we're all here for a purpose. One, to celebrate Losar or rGASTON. This is what for we are here. At the same time, let us give a second thought. Do we see ourselves in this hall together every day? No. So we have been together here maximum for, I don't know for how many years you're going to be here, for 2 or 3 days. And otherwise, you're on your own. So the question is that today, what I'd like to share with you is how to demarcate between the wise and the unwise people. Let me repeat it. How to demarcate between wise and unwise people. So all of us here, young ones, you have an incredible potential to be wise. What I mean by wise? For this matter, let us come up with a basic question. What's the purpose of life? I remember, in fact, coming here, the Jigmet Angmo, he was extremely kind to, in the first place, the last few days, he was pushing me, Geshe, can you please come, please come, please come. I said, I had other engagement, and he would not let me go. So he would make sure that something happens. And from there, I'm so inspired. Yes, of course, it is the responsibility of the elders to talk to the younger ones, share your thoughts with the younger ones, and the younger ones to grow, flower in your own capacity. So with this in mind, our driver took me to Delhi University. And from there, again, I had to come back. So the point is that in Delhi University 2008, His Holiness the Dalai Lama was invited to give a public address. And at the end of the address, question and answer session, one young girl, asked a question to His Holiness. And guess what this question is? The question is, Your Holiness, what is the purpose of life? So all of us, we're exploring the purpose of life. And raise your hands who think that, oh yeah, this is the correct question. I also like to explore. Raise hands. I like to also explore what the purpose of life is. What the purpose of life is. Okay, right. Okay, always going after Instagram, or always after looking for likes. And then what? Facebook and so forth. Is that the purpose? How many years, let us be very honest, how many years we have been chasing after the Facebook, Instagram, and so forth, the last how many years, few years. Now tell me, what is left with you now? What is left? Information-wise, learning-wise, what is left with you? Almost, I would say, almost maximum 5%. Once in a while, you may get a very extremely meaningful the messages. Otherwise, majority, 95% are garbage. And you don't know that. You don't know that. When you're trapped, your time is being consumed. You're losing time. And believe it or not, at the moment, most of you have black hair. You keep going after this Facebook and so forth, and then gradually you will have white hairs, and nothing is left with you. This is the reality. Let's not forget it. So, coming together here and organized by the Ladakh Lobtuk Pentu Sokpa, this is so precious. Instead of going after the Facebook and so forth all the time, of course, what's wrong with it? You can go, you can check your Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, so there's nothing wrong. But excessive engagement, engrossment, that's the problem. Your time is stolen. Your time is stolen. Whereas, take part in these programs, you will learn something. You will learn how to socialize with the people. You will learn, for example, like the flying castles in the air in the painting. You've seen that? Flying castles in the air, right? What is this? You can ask these questions. The real painters are here. I know this girl since she was very young. I think she was like 14 years old then. 14, 15 years old. I know her since then. And I thought that she was sitting here. I thought that it was her sister, Sonamla. Two of them look so alike. And so what I'm saying is that let us be more productive. So the question is, what is the purpose of life? What's the purpose of life? Back to this point. Say, if we don't take care of ourselves, you, me, each one of us, if we don't take care of ourselves, Facebook and the programs, they can easily make your hair grow white from black. You're getting it? Time simply flies. Time flies. And at the end of the day, then the younger ones will kick you out. You will say that you're old. And you still think that I'm young. It's just 1 or 2 years. No, 10 years passed, 20 years passed. This is what can potentially happen. So therefore, never forget this question, what is the purpose of life? So having said this, wise and unwise people, how do you demarcate the people? Say, every one of us, whether you are somebody who chases after the Facebook or so forth, or you chase after your career, meaningful life, say somebody who's more sensible, going into physics or academics, whoever you are, just see if you agree with me that we all want to get away from miseries and stress in life. And with today's internet service, we see that our life becomes extremely busy. Your majority of your time is consumed by these gadgets. This is the reality. So the point is that, okay, just stretch out your two hands. Stretch out your two hands. Two hands, stretch out your two hands. Okay, and then put them together, clap. Okay, what happens? A sound came out. What is this? What is this sound? This is a metaphor. This is just a simple metaphor. I'm not making you like a small child. It's a metaphor. Just as this sound, clap, it comes into being by dependence on the two hands coming together. Likewise, what you are seeking, your happiness, what you want to shun, the miseries, they should necessarily come into being by the combination of the two hands. External factors symbolized by one hand and internal factors symbolized by another hand. So the point is that all our experiences of misery, stress, for example, in the college, in the universities, how many feel sometimes you feel lonely? Raise hands. How many feel lonely? Lonely? Breakups? Competition? Not getting jobs? All these problems are there. What we are today, this is not the reality. This is a beautiful moment created by Ladaluk Dupenda Soba. We should be feeling so grateful to this society. Otherwise, our life, there's so much of competition there, loneliness there, sadness there, hearing the sad news of having lost near and dear ones and so forth. The reality is very different. So the point is that all these experiences of pain, joys that we go through should necessarily come into being by the combination of two factors, external factors and internal factors. This is reality. So having said this, if we don't want miseries, those people who go to look for happiness outside, who prefers to run away from the external factors, these people are unwise people. And who are the wise people? Those people who look inwardly. Okay, the two factors, external factors, internal factors, combination of the two gives rise to the sound of the clap. So this sound of the clap is a metaphor for your miseries. So these miseries arise from the external factors, internal factors. Okay, just tell me, how many of you have some tension, stress, miseries in your life? Raise hands. Be very honest, Miseries in your problem, sadness. Okay, is there anybody who likes to share some of your experience? Quick, what kind of miseries, what kind of stress, tension you have? Raise hands. Ms.Jigmet, you like to share? No? Keep it confidential? Okay, yes. Very stressful, with a PhD program, 5 years of MPhil studies. Very good. Anyone else? Quick. Somebody quick. Anyone? No one is, anyone? Okay. So we see that how many of you have, say, acute pain due to loss of near and dear ones? Loss of your mom, loss of your dad, uncle, aunt, grandfather, grandmother? Raise hands. How many of you had that experience? Deep sadness. Okay, we see that or in Ladakh, minus 20 degrees is a problem. Minus 20 degrees is a problem. I must go to Delhi. Raise hands. Yes, many people, they come to Delhi and they also go to South India during the winter. So we see that many of our majority, let us be very honest to ourselves and see that in your life, when you go through miseries, see that what are the causes that you identified them as the cause of your miseries. Minus 20 degree centigrade in Ladakh is a major problem. Or say my PhD, right? My professor should actually give me PhD faster. Pick me up as a student 3 years ago. So we see that for all the miseries that we go through, we point to the external factors. And say that you go for a holiday, and then your dad, your mom says that you have to stay with 3 of you together in one room. What you will say? You will say, there's no privacy. And when you put by yourself, you will say that I'm lonely. You understand it? So, how we always try to identify external factors as responsible for our problems. This is what usually happens. My question is, how many external factors are there which create problem to you? How many such external factors? And is it true or not that external factors are responsible for your problems? Answer is yes. Because the sound of a clap should necessarily come because of the two hands, not just one hand. Two hands. External factors also responsible. So, those people who look for external factors and blame the external factors for your problem, these people are unwise people. Whereas, acknowledging that external factors are responsible, but there's also internal factors responsible for my problems. So those who identify the internal factors and try to work on the internal factors, these are the wise people. Why? Wise people are those people who make things happen, who make things work. But the unwise people always dream, never comes true. And things always remain in dreams. It is never materialized. This is the unwise people. So, for example, believe it or not, if you spend so much of time on Facebook and so forth, say with the Facebook, what do you call it, reel? And everything's so nice, right? Everything's so nice. But when you actually go there to the real place, to see the real person, it's not that nice. How many agree with me? Raise hands. We have been deceived by these reels. We have been deceived by the internet services. But it's not that they are totally wrong. They are totally baseless. They are totally useless. It depends on how you utilize them. So having said this, say, external factors. How many external factors are there responsible for your miseries? How many external factors are there? 1, 2, 3, hundreds, infinite factors are there. And how many internal factors are there? Only 2. Only 2. External factors are innumerable. External factors are there. And what is our tendency? The tendency is to blame the external factors. Okay, let us first see if it makes sense to you. Let's go and do a quick exercise. How many of you are good in mathematics? Raise hands. Raise hands. Not good. How many of you know how to do the addition of numbers less than 5? Raise hands. Yes, you all know that. Okay, let's do one exercise, and from this you will know what I'm trying to say. Let us do a mathematical calculation, plus and minus with numbers less than 5. Don't worry. It's going to be numbers less than 5. Jigmet, are you good at it? You can do it. Okay, so let's do that. And give me the answer only when I ask you to give the answer. All the calculation must be done mentally. You speak only when I ask you to speak. Ready? 2 plus 3 plus 1 plus 2 minus 1 plus 2 minus 2 plus 1. What's the answer? Very good. You're not bad. Okay, now let's do it again. Let's do it again and tell me the answer only when I ask you what the answer is. Till that point, do everything mentally. 2 plus 3 plus 1 plus 2 plus 0 minus 1 plus 2 plus 0 minus 1 plus 0. What's the answer? No. Okay, my question to you, to make it very quick, my question to you. Why you gave me the correct answer in the first case, and why you cannot give the correct answer in the second case? Raise hands, quick. Somebody, raise hands, don't feel shy. Yes, over there. Oh, listen carefully, I'll do it again. Right? Listen carefully, all of you. Take it very seriously. Listen very carefully. 2 plus 3 plus 2 minus 1 plus 2 minus 1 plus 1 plus 2 minus 1 plus 2. What's the answer? What's the answer? You didn't get the answer. Why not? No, I said the number's very clear. In one? Okay. Your name, Jigmet. Jigmet is saying that I said it too fast. How many agree with me? Raise hands. Okay. My saying fast is external factor, and your brain working slow is your internal factor. And you blame me. You did not blame your brain. You're getting it? You did not blame that, no, my mind cannot process it too fast. My mind is working so slow. You didn't say this. You said it fast. So me saying fast, is it responsible? Yes. Your brain working slow, is it responsible? Yes. Both are responsible. But you only learn how to blame the external. You're getting it? This is proof. And for you to blame external factors, there's nothing wrong. But the point is that blaming external factors, something should come out as a result, that your misery should stop. But how many external factors are there? Innumerable external factors are there, that it is impossible to get away all the external factors. So the wise people will look for acknowledging that external factors, internal factors, both are responsible. Wise people, they put effort to get rid of the internal factors, which is only two. One is the narrowness of your knowledge. Narrowness of the knowledge, meaning ignorance. And number two is the self-centered attitude. How many agree with me that in the family, say a child or one of the family members, very selfish, whole family will become very unhappy. How many of you agree with me? Raise hands. Yes. And the person is also very unhappy. Who is selfish is very unhappy and will disrupt the whole family. For example, like someone who goes into alcoholism. Only think about alcohol, disrupting the whole family, right? So you think of the resources, money is wasted, your time is wasted, your youth is wasted, your families feel so sad. If somebody were to tell you that your dad is not good, your mom is not good, your brother is not good, your sister is not good, you will be the first person to fight against this person. Which means that you love your family members. If you really love your family members, you have to do things where your family members should be feeling proud of you, not making them sad. But it says that your father is so bad, your mother is so bad, you will be so angry. You will fight against that person. So you have to fight against alcoholism. Because these are the ones which make your parents unhappy, which your family members unhappy. So the point is that those people, who look for internal factors to stop the sound. Finally, the sound of the clap should stop. Sound of the misery should stop. How should we stop the sound of the misery, sound of the clap? By removing one of the two hands. So one hand symbolizes external factors. Is it possible to get rid of the external factors completely? Answer is no, because the external factors, how many such external factors are there? Innumerable external factors are there. It is impossible to get rid of the external factors. Now, what should we do? The wise people look for the internal factors. Unwise people look for the external factors. You're getting it? If you say that you said it so fast, you're looking for the external factors, which means that you fall in the category of the wise or unwise. Unwise. But this is not your true nature. Your true nature is so beautiful. You can become wise from unwise. You can become other cherishing from self-centered person. So the point is that we need to learn how to manage our internal emotions. You're getting it? External factors are there. Buddha came, but the whole world remained the same. Jesus Christ came, the whole world remained the same. Lord Ram came, whole world remained the same. Prophet Muhammad came, whole world remained the same. Still the world is suffering. But all these great enlightened teachers, what they taught us is that how to manage your internal factors. Because the external factors, they're innumerable in number, and there's no way by which we can get rid of all of them. For example, like a poisonous tree with millions of leaves growing there, and the poisonous leaves, from there, the wind blows, and you have skin rashes. You have skin rashes. So, if you don't want the skin rashes, what will you do? You'll say, oh, this skin rashes because of the wind blowing from these poisonous leaves. So, if you try to remove the poisonous leaves, maybe you can remove 400 leaves. And then the next day, in next week, another 1,000 new leaves will grow. So this is not so wise. Whereas the wise people will do what? Will chop the tree or uproot it. The wisest people will uproot it, and all the millions of the poisonous trees will dry on their own. We don't have to do anything. So likewise, the wise people will uproot the internal factor. They would not really focus too much on external factor. Meanwhile, let us not forget that external factors should not be ignored. We should take care of both, but the emphasis short term, take care of the external factors. Long term, take care of the internal factors. Okay, for this point, how to manage emotions, internal factors, this is a big question. Say, I can see that the faces, the majority are young people, meaning in your 20s. Don't think that you're going to be 20 the next 30 years. Next 30 years, you will be in your 50s, my age. And I was also like your age, 30 years ago, in school. I was in school and they say wanting to become a physicist. I was so keen on physics and mathematics, class 9, 10, 11, 12. I was so keen to become a physicist. And when in class 12, I was so keen, when will I finish this class 12 so that I can join the university? So now 30 years gone. So likewise for you, 30 years will easily fly. And this is what those people who can think far away in time, ahead of time, you are wise people. Those who cannot think of the time far away ahead of you, and instead just focus on today. Alcohol, today, Instagram, Facebook, just engrossed with this completely and just hanging around, that is unwise. One day you'll be kicked out by the younger ones. And you know what is that like? How the younger ones will kick you out? Once I was as young as you were, I was in my 20s. Then my nephew, who was just like 10 or 10 years old, one point he reached 20, which means I was in my 30s. And I had a classmate who used to have an extremely physical, the good body, and the very good in basketball playing basketball, extraordinarily good. And he was already in 30s, he was still playing basketball with the other boys. And my nephew, what he told me, he said that, what is this old man doing with us? Who is this old man? My classmate, which is I'm old. You're getting it? I was once 20 years old, then by the time my nephew became 20, he classified me as old. Now your nephew, your niece will classify you as old after 10 years. So don't think that you are going to be young as always. So what should we do? We should have a proper planning. Finally, the whole purpose is to look for the internal factors to manage our mental state, to get rid of the stress, anxiety, and so forth. How to manage the emotions, manage your internal factors. This is something that you have to learn. External is very easy, but it is not the efficacious. Internal will take a lot of time, but it's very efficacious. Those people who put effort to do something efficacious, these are wise people. Those who look for the short-term solution, they are unwise people. So therefore, what I would say is that managing your emotion, which is a difficult thing, but it's very rewarding if you put effort in this direction. So with this in mind, how to manage your emotions? This is the next question. So for this, the Buddha Shakyamuni taught us in great detail how to manage emotions. 3 things. I like to summarize things in 3 points. Number 1, say as young boys and girls, be wise. How? I'm constantly reminding you, be wise to fix the internal factors while not neglecting the external factors. How do you fix the internal factors? These things, we need proper planning. Studies is not that easy. Studies, you spend minimum 10, 15 years Because that this is something very important. Likewise, managing your emotions is equally important. Number one, to do a little bit of meditation, to learn how to do a proper meditation. Don't say that, yes, I'm doing meditation, I learned meditation through YouTube. Don't say that. Meditation is playing with your mind. Don't play with your mind. Training that you do with your mind must be done in a very authentic way. You have to learn how to practice meditation so well, number one. Number two, learn how to love your mother first. Learn how to love your father first. This is so particularly when you reach age 16 plus, 20, learn how to, when you are so vulnerable, when you were age 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you were so vulnerable that you are dependent on your parents. But when you reach age 16, 17, 18, then you start to distance from your parents. Then you make parents very sad. Oftentimes you fight with the parents. This extremely shouted parents, extremely sad. This is not your culture. This is not our culture. Our culture is the culture of love and affection. First, learn how to be kind to yourself by sharing love and affection towards your parents. Then you see your self-centered attitude, which is an external factor, to create stress, miseries, tension in you will subside. Self-centered attitude will subside. So then you will learn how to share love and affection towards fellow beings. This is number two. Practice love and affection. Number two. Number three. So oftentimes people think that they say, showing anger, this is a sign of strength. When you see somebody who's an angry, short-tempered person, you're being a little cautious. But somebody who is loving, you take for granted. So the point is that they say, anger, don't forget it, young people. Anger is a sign of weakness, it's not a sign of strength. How? Say, if you chase a dog, then the dog will run. Dog will run, and when you see that when the dog is cornered, then the dog sees that there's no way to run. So what will he do? He'll attack you. So attacking you by the dog is not a sign of his strength. He feels vulnerable. Because of this, he attacks you. So anger is a sign of weakness. It's not a sign of strength. So if ever you show anger towards your mother, towards your father, you shout at your mother, Father, this is a sign of your weakness. It's not a sign of strength. So always, what is difficult to do is that particularly when you reach age, say late teenager and 20s, there the tendency to become, say, the angry, become short-tempered can happen. So at that point, to be mindful, to be kind towards your parents, that is the first step to show that you are a strong person. This is number two. Then number three, this is so important. Number three is cognitive transformation. To bring about the ease in your mind, to release your stress, tension, and so forth. For example, preparing for UPSC exams. Preparing for all these exams, competitive exams, applying for the university programs and so forth. You spend like years and years preparing for the exams, and you cannot crack it. And there's so much of stress. And I personally, when I meet somebody, young boys and girls, when they say that, I ask, what are you doing? Ladakhi boys and girls, what are you doing? I'm preparing for UPSC. The moment I hear this UPSC, I become stressed. You know why? Because I can see the pain of you, pain of the boys and girls. So there, we have to learn how to manage emotions. Number three is cognitive transformation. How to cognitively transform your mind so that no matter what external factors you come preparing for the UPSC exam, competitive exams, your mind is always stressed. Don't expect that your stress will be gone the next day. But your stress will be mitigated. At least this will happen. So this is for this cognitive transformation. For this, we should be a little patient. We have to study the real culture of Ladakh. The real culture of Ladakh, say, it has many forms: song, dance, how the buildings are constructed, and the how you dress. This is all a part of you, and the food. This is all a part of you. But everybody, you go to any other countries, you will see that people have their own dress. So dress is not something unique of Ladakh. But your dress is unique. But they also have a unique dress. Their song and dance. They also have their song and dance. What is so unique is, for example, like modern science is a legacy of the Western world. Of course, the countries also contributed to the Western science, but the majority, the science and technology are the legacies of the Western world. The philosophy is the legacy, particularly the profound philosophy, is the legacy of the East India. And Ladakh, one thing which the whole world can really feel, wow, this is amazing. We don't have this. That is your deeper philosophical studies. Deeper philosophical studies, that is something extremely precious. And it's not just to say that I'm Ladakhi, we have this unique culture. For your own transformation and to help the world. So for this is known as the philosophical approach to bring about a cognitive transformation in your mind, to bring about affective transformation in your mind to manage your emotions. So for that matter, I'd just like to share with you how the Western scientists, brilliant physicists, they have so much regard to the Buddha's teachings. I'll tell you. 2003, when I was in England, in Cambridge University, as a fellow there, I used to meet a lot of physicists, professors. And one physicist, he was extremely bright, extremely talented. And then, okay, so just here, I do see that there are two of them. Okay, I do see that there may be some of you who are from physics background. But people like me, although I love physics, but I'm not from physics background. So what he said is, listen to what he said. What he said was that in this world, only physics is education. Okay, how many are from how many are from education background? From the point of view of this physicist, raise hands. Those who are from physics. One. Only few. So, rest of us, we are not from education background, according to this physicist. Then I asked him, why? Why is it that only physics is education? And he said that because only physics allows you to have critical thinking. All others are imitation of the earlier teachers. You getting it? Then I said, okay, at least you give a reason. Just hold on for a while and listen to what the Buddha has to say. I quoted the Buddha. The bhikshus and the wise people, just as the goldsmith tests the purity of the gold by cutting, rubbing, and burning the gold, you should also examine my words and put them to practice, not simply because you respect me. And this physicist, he remained silent for a few seconds, and he said, oh, the Buddha must have been a great physicist. So the message here is that your culture, this is the real culture, which everybody will feel awe, which everybody will admire, adore. This is your culture. So this is something, it's not for the sake that, oh, this is my culture, I have to preserve it. It's for your own benefit to bring about cognitive transformation so that your emotion is managed and the stress, anxiety, they're all removed. Okay, so with this in mind, I'm so glad that amongst the youngsters here, Ladakh youngsters here, there are many of you who are doing the Nalanda Master's course undertaken by the Tibet House, and Nalanda Diploma course, and Nalanda Certificate course, and of course, this is the real essence of the Ladakhi culture. So having said this, particularly for the younger ones, if you want to enroll to these programs, and there's huge student scholarship given to all the students from whoever you are. You get so much. It's just in the first place, everything is so subsidized. Within what is subsidized for the students, it's just like nothing. 75% scholarship is offered to all the students. So this is our culture. This is our culture to know the profound philosophy as taught by the Buddha Shakyamuni, to bring about cognitive transformation yourself. Okay, with this in mind, having said this, let me once more congratulate all the members of Lata Luktuk Penta Sokpa, and particularly the ones who are taking responsibilities. I really appreciate that. And many of the younger ones, please look up to these, the ones who are taking responsibility, the president, vice president, former vice president, so forth. Learn from them how to take the responsibility of your community, of the nation, and of the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Venerable Geshe. We have a question-answer session now. Due to short of times, we'll be taking only one question. So if anyone's having any, you may please ask your question.
Tukjeche Geshe tene to sot mane ngun yoche se jaste ngai ikhak pena tiwa chichik mane nenchas manle tene suila tiwa jigona tene lakpala azat miro ale tiwa.
We'll be taking one question. If anyone is having, please raise your hand.
Hello. Hello, sir. Is it possible to describe the purpose of life in a one sentence?
Thank you. This is extremely good question. And in a way, this is a beautiful way of summarizing what I said before. His Holiness the Dalai Lama. The question was asked to His Holiness, and His Holiness gave the answer, one-line answer. What was the answer that His Holiness gave? His Holiness said, we live on hope. Every day we wake up, how many of us we live for hope? We live on hope, presents. Every day we wake up, I hope. Okay, we live on hope, and we hope for happiness. Therefore, the genuine happiness is the purpose of your life. In this connection, I also like to elaborate this in 2 lines. First, be kind to yourself. Each one of us, be kind to yourself. Number 2, be wisely kind to yourself. You getting it? Be kind to yourself means, who's kind to you? Like your mom, your dad. How they're kind? Because they give us all what we need. Oh, after 20 years, which is 2044. 2044, after 20 years, you feel so tired of your life. My life is so miserable. Oh, I remember 20 years ago in Shah Auditorium, there was one monk who came there to give a talk. His name is something, Dorji something. And he said, be kind to yourself. Now I should be kind to myself. I will go to alcohol, right, to enjoy alcohol. So you remember the first line, you did not remember the second line. Second line is, be wisely kind to yourself. Which means that go for the long-term benefit, don't go for the short-term. Short-term is always dangerous. It will only destroy you, it will not harm you. Be wisely kind to yourself. The first one is a resultant state. Be kind to yourself. Go for happiness, genuine happiness. Be wisely kind to yourself. That is the causal state. Embrace the causes of happiness. Don't embrace the causes of the miseries. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Geshe.
Tukjeche Geshe tene investing ne memang langgar sefia tuntang etalik cek zatot kya tene goma Geshe nang stives kundon gun janshuk ste tene ngya gun skarma ngajik ne kule ashkoches dadle.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are over with this morning's session and we shall be dispersing for the lunch. Respected guests, please have your lunch. We have a lunch prepared outside. And it is requested to the audience to kindly stay seated until the respected guests make their way.